Today's Tuesday, which means it's time for another week of power rankings. The Avalanche are in a league of their own right now, so there's no surprise that they remain at the top. Although Dallas is finally where we expected them to be, they've been fantastic over the last few weeks. The Devils remain in the top 5, but it'll be interesting to see how they fare without Jack Hughes. He's out 8 weeks with the most Jack Hughes injury of all time, where his hand got cut at a team dinner. But luckily, Dougie Hamilton is expected to be back in the lineup soon. The depth of the Bruins have really impressed me, but similar to New Jersey, I'll be keeping my eye on them to see how they fare without McAvoy. Both Anaheim and Montreal dropped out of the top 5 after bad weeks, so let's see if these young teams can bounce back in future weeks. There wasn't as much movement at the bottom, with the Flames, Predators, and Blues all stapled to the bottom 3. The Maple Leafs have looked completely lost, and they're somehow tied with the Sabres for last in the East. Now for the volatility, as mentioned, there was a huge drop for both the Habs and the Ducks. Both the Blue Jackets and Red Wings were on last week's top 5 fallen teams, and the week before that, the Blue Jackets were on the improved side. So I think we can officially declare the Blue Jackets as the most Jekyll and Hyde team from week to week. I've really liked the Kings' play this last week, and even though Dallas was on the improved side the previous week, they took it up another gear and looked even better this past week. The Sharks were the number 1 most improved team the previous week, but last week they didn't score a single 5-on-5 goal. Askarov is the only reason some of their recent games have looked close, and he's been arguably the best goalie in the league over the last 3 weeks. There's not a lot of change in the Hart rankings, although for the first time this season, Jack Eichel slips out of the top 5. Maybe Mark Stone should get some consideration, since Vegas has really slipped ever since his injury. Also, not much change with the Ted Lindsay ranking, although William Nylander has the second best points per game in the league, so he'll definitely get some consideration. Makar maintains his position as the leading Norris candidate, but we all knew it was only a matter of time before Quinn Hughes snuck into the race. 10 assists in 3 games while also probably being a bit injured is absolutely ridiculous. Also, I'm really impressed with Matthew Schaefer. He's only 18, yet he's on the number 1 power play and penalty kill units, and is on the ice for 6-on-5 situations. And finally, we have the Vezina Trophy rankings. No changes in the top 3, but Dobish has really struggled recently, so he dropped out of the top 5. On the other hand, Scott Wedgwood has been absolutely fantastic, and is having an unbelievable year for someone who was previously a career backup goalie. As always, let me know your thoughts on these rankings, and if you would make any changes.